Hello everyone and welcome back to the podcast. First and foremost, I have some announcements and some stuff I got to read off. The first of which is, forget the narrow focus podcast. Screw it, we're not doing that. We're just going to call it the Ravenfly podcast. It'll be the easiest thing, and it might, maybe attract some people to it in all actuality. Anyway, the first thing, the second thing I have to announce is I'm going to try and do. Going to try and release these podcasts on Mondays from here on out. When we very first started out, I said I was going to do it on Thursdays, but then I changed my mind. I think Mondays would be best. I'm going to try to schedule them. Like on YouTube, you can schedule them to come out at a certain time. So I think Monday mornings would probably be best, just because that'll help everybody with their commute to work and stuff like that at the beginning of the week. Hopefully, that'll help. So yeah, there's that. Monday releases. Alongside with that, I'm going to try and get these out, more often, just because I haven't been taking it probably as seriously as I could or should. And, we've recorded a lot of episodes, but I have not done any editing or posting whatsoever in the past, month and a half, I think. I can't remember how long it was since we posted the last one. But anyway, with that, though, I do need to put out the disclaimer that not everything's going to be weekly. I am going to fall short. I can guarantee that. And so I'm not going to be able to put them out every week, or at least I'm really going to try, guys, but just know that that is a bit of a disclaimer. If we don't get an episode one week, I do apologize. And one of the biggest problems with that is I've tried listening to podcasts that just have one single person in it, and I found it really, really difficult. I don't know. I just enjoy the banter and actual conversation between multiple people. So that's why I don't just record these by myself if I can't get a hold of people. It's because I think it kind of sucks if it's just one person. With that, though, when I do kind of miss out, I'm going to be gone, or there's just a long delay between getting people onto the show. I do have, like I said, a whole bunch of episodes recorded already. My cat's attacking Simon's shoe right now. Nice. I've got a whole lot of episodes that are recorded. They're not quite ready to go. They do need a little bit of editing, and of course I need, thumbnails and stuff like that. But I do have some archive podcasts that I can post up in the event of an emergency, quote unquote. And also, there's the possibility that I'll just record some quickies with people, maybe 20 to 40 minutes long, just so they don't hold up a lot of people with their schedules, and so I can just record them and then hopefully get them posted out soon after. The studio, in more kind of cosmetic and not
functional.
Yeah, functional news. I guess it is kind of functional. But studio news, I think I've taken maybe one or two pictures and posted them up on the Instagram and Facebook. It doesn't look super snazzy, and right now I'm still debating on how much more foaming to put up right now. I'm still looking for some other things that I want to add to the studio, but it's still a work in progress, and so if you hear echoes and stuff like that, that's what that is. And then as well, I recorded a podcast a little while ago with Sam Dow, director and producer for the Table of Chat podcast. So we did a collaboration. I went and recorded a podcast with him a long time ago, a long time ago. And I don't think he's posted it yet. But he was here for the Ravenfly podcast a little while ago. And I still got to post that one. But I did try to film it so that you could kind of see us. And so it's not just a thumbnail that you're watching on YouTube. But my camera ran out of space or something. Really, I didn't see any reason for why it kind of goofed out there. But it did. And so once the studio is complete and once I figure out what's going on with my camera, it's getting a little old. So as soon as I figure out what's wrong and get it fixed, then we can have this kind of filmed live, which would be kind of cool. And then because it's been going on for like 5 minutes already, and I apologize for that. With the podcast structure, I want to try and generally I bring kind of the content that I have planned mostly involves like just kind of a general topic or idea that I kind of want to talk about, but then just kind of having a chat between people is not completely off the table. And then towards the end, I guess we would love to have people answer some questions, or if there's a topic that other people want us to talk about, we would love to do that because we have a lot of stuff to talk about. And yeah. So yeah, questions please, if you'd like to send them in. It's not super embarrassing. And as well, just another kind of thing to put out there. We will probably read your name saying the questions from this person unless you tell us to do it otherwise. So keep that in mind. And last but not least, I can't speak today. That's one of the biggest problems. That's not very podcast worthy. But last but not least, when it comes to podcast content, we like to keep it clean on here, and I don't know. For me, I like kind of try to stay away from super political or super newsworthy stuff or like recent news stuff, just because it seems like everybody's talking about that. But there will be occasionally times where there's something I want to talk about, and so we will talk about it. But anyway.
Sponsored by Windex. Keeping it clean.
I wish we had a sponsor. That'd be great. Yeah. So anyway, I'm here today with dear Simon.
That's me.
He's been in several of our videos over at Ravenflight Films, and it's pretty great.
Oh, that's so nice of you. Hey.
My cat was attacking his shoe earlier, so that's fun. She's going to be in here for the podcast as well. So that's going to be another thing when we get a camera in here is if we have a cat cam, that'll rake in all the views. We get so many views for that, just for having an animal on the show. Here, maybe if I can... Can you hear her purring?
That's actually me.
Yeah, that was Simon, not my cat. My cat's not in here. Anyway. Yeah, so our topic today is going to be about subscriptions. This is kind of just a random thought I had during work this week. Just kind of... I've had a lot of thoughts over the years about, like, Spotify and Netflix subscriptions and stuff, and so I just kind of want to talk about that today. So, yeah.
Where do we begin?
Well, so, like, I don't know. Kind of the one thing that happened to me the last couple of weeks was I finally caved and did the whole 3 months of Spotify Premium for $1. I did it because I had previously missed that opportunity and then just kept getting ads for the 1 month of Spotify Premium. So I knew if I waited long enough, they'd offer to me again. And so I did, and sure enough, it happened. And
you got your money in the end.
Yeah, those whole 99 cents, all 99 of them. Yeah, I got scammed by the big man. I got scammed real good. But yeah, just kind of one of my thoughts that I've had for a long time is that, like, I don't have a problem necessarily with streaming services for music, but like I feel it's a lot less genuine, and like obviously I don't own the music, which I don't know. It kind of holds more significance to me if I mean, right now I'm on for even more background context, which I know you all wanted. Right now I'm on a Samsung device, a Samsung smartphone, and I've been an Apple person in the past.
Oh yeah, that is weird.
But yeah, I've had a Samsung for quite a while now, and so I don't have like iTunes, which my family and I primarily use. And I honestly loved iTunes just because you get to legit buy the audios, and you get to keep it in your library, and it's easy to organize and stuff like that. So I've loved to have that in the past. But with Samsung, obviously you don't have the iTunes, and so one of the things I did when I kind of first had the phone to combat that issue was using the Bandcamp. The website, and then furthermore the app. And for those of you who don't know, Bandcamp is a pretty sweet website and network where, you know, artists can go upload their music, and I think they get 100% of the revenue off of that. But yeah, I would use that for a little while, because with Bandcamp you could just download the MP3s and stuff, which worked great for my Samsung phone. And I have since recently discovered that you can, as I suspected, just email the audio files from your Mac to yourself and just download them on your phone.
It's all MP3,
so,
isn't it?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's not that difficult. And so now I do have some music on my phone. But anyway, yeah, I mean, unless I have like the actual audio file, and then kind of what I'm now getting into is buying CDs, which CDs is pretty great because it's like, you know, a physical copy and it's not going anywhere. Because, I mean, all sorts of crazy stuff can happen with your computers and your
but if you lose a physical copy, then there's
gotta buy another one.
There's no backup.
No, there's no backup. But yeah, like, I don't know. It's just crazy because, I mean, do you use Spotify at all?
I mean, really the only times I listen to music is either when I'm showering or I'm driving.
Yeah.
So usually I just listen to Pandora, so that's what I'm subscribed to. I just have a Pandora premium subscription.
Pandora premium. How much is that, like, per month?
I think it's like $9, something around there.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know. Either I'm just too lazy to pick a better service, or I don't know if there's a better service.
Yeah.
But I just use that because I've always used it. But to actually get like music on my phone permanently, I haven't done it in a long time. But like with my last phone I had, the way I pretty much got all the music that's on there, like the MP3 files, is I'd go through the really cheap process of going into YouTube, copying the link, and going to a YouTube to MP3 converter site and just downloading it from there. Yeah. And I'd have the song.
My mom's been doing that with like all the Imagine Dragons songs that are like album only.
Yeah.
And so she doesn't want to pay for them, so just get them from the YouTubes. Yeah. Do you feel like, I don't know, I guess even as little as you listen to the music, do you still feel like I don't know, what's your opinion on streaming it versus owning it, I guess?
I mean, with owning it, it's nice because then you can play without Wi-Fi or anything like that, so you can just play it whenever you need it, really. Mm-hmm. But you're kind of just limited to whatever you have on your phone if you have it downloaded.
Yeah.
Because if you do a streaming service, really, then you can get way more music.
Right, yeah. And I mean, I didn't find anything wrong with like having like just using Spotify normally, because I mean it's a lot of music that you can play for free.
Yeah.
It's just advertisements. I mean, with iTunes you can get like the 30-second demo if you like click on it, unless you buy it. And obviously I don't want to be streaming YouTube the entire time because I've only got so much data.
Yeah. But main reason I actually do a subscription is just to avoid ads, because I just hate it when there's an ad that all of a sudden blares after I listen to the music.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time ads will be louder than the music itself. So,
dude, I'm so glad you said that.
It'll just kind of scare you, because all of a sudden here's some Gorilla Glue you wanted after listening to your like opera music or whatever you listen to.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. Like I don't know what the problem with that, because I mean, I know Spotify has the little option where it can be like equalize audio between music tracks.
Yeah, Pandora doesn't have that as far as I know.
Yeah. Which I mean can kind of be a problem if like you take old classic rock stuff, which is usually pretty quieter, versus modern like audio files, which is a bit louder. And so equalizing them is pretty great. But even with that, Yeah, you just get that advertisement for I'm drawing a blank. What's one of the most annoying ones? I don't know. You get the Red Rock Deli chip advertisements thrown in there, which those ones aren't that bad actually. They're kind of funny, but yeah, not having to deal with advertisements, that's fun. And then also one thing I've also discovered is like, and maybe this is because it doesn't have to load in ads anymore. But with Spotify Premium, like, it seems to like connect better, and so I don't have that many problems at work when I'm like slightly wandering outside the good Wi-Fi zone.
Yeah.
As much as I did with just the normal Spotify. Maybe that's a little way they get you too. Is like spend $10 on us a month, or we'll make your connection suck.
One thing I do get annoyed with the Pandora though is I don't know. I don't really understand the format because like. With normal Pandora, you just have your radio stations, like whatever song, artist, or whatever you picked, and you can start a station named after that song or artist.
Mm-hmm.
And so it'll just kind of build music based off of that selection there.
Yeah.
But with the basic Pandora, you can just pretty much, you open the app and you have a list of all those stations there, and you select them. There's other menus, but that's like the basic one. And I always get lost and end up having to like close Pandora and reopen it.
Oh, no.
I don't know, I'm probably just dumb, but like it always opens up with like this slide screen of specific songs and everything.
Oh.
And I'm trying to just pick the radio so that it will just play instead of picking one song and just playing that song and ending. I don't know. There's probably a way to get around that, but
I don't know. Because the last time I used Pandora was maybe like in the 8th grade. So like, how long would that be? Like 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Almost 6 years ago. And I mean, that was when it was like just a baby in development, I guess. And Spotify, it sounds like
I haven't grown up, I guess.
I don't know. Spotify, it sounds like is relatively new. Like maybe at the most like 5 years.
I remember using like iHeartRadio for like half a year. But then, I don't know, it just kind of...
Does that have music on it? Or...
Yeah, I guess. I don't remember really. That was like 9th grade or something.
Huh.
It was a long time ago.
Weird. Because all I know about iHeartRadio now is that they do like radio shows and podcasts and stuff. So
yeah, I haven't listened to it in a while. I should probably check it out.
Yeah. But, yeah.
I think Pandora does podcast stuff now, actually.
That would make sense.
I can look.
There's loads of podcasts on Spotify too. And one of the other, like, I don't know, to all you other podcast producers that are definitely listening to this and not, listening to something probably a little bit more educational and productive. Like when you do, I don't know, I've just found it super... Oh, did you find it?
So there's a little podcast thing.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so you can just scroll through podcasts and then listen them by episode.
Cool.
Oh, wow. The TED one has 298 episodes. Jeez.
Like the TED Talks one?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
TED Talks Daily. I haven't listened to that.
I would expect there to be loads more.
Out.
But
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, like, yeah. One thing I've noticed about some podcasts is like with their advertisements, they make their advertisements super loud. Yeah. But it's like part of a show. And so when I'm sitting there listening at work to Stuff You Should Know,
yeah,
and this advertisement comes on for the I don't know, like a Geico commercial or something. It's like super loud, but there's nothing I can do to change it except turn the volume down because there's no way to equalize it. So that's kind of annoying. But yeah, anyway.
Does an ad block work for that? Or?
No, because it's like a part of the audio file. Like,
geez.
There's no escape from it at that point. I know there are some apps that will like skip. They'll time the breaks and stuff, but not all shows are regular like that. Probably for that very reason, is because there are apps that'll skip the advertisements for you.
I need to find one of
those. Yeah, music for me, I feel like is a little bit more personal, and like I feel more like I want to own the music. But when it comes to like Netflix and Hulu and Roku and stuff like that, I don't feel so bad about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's nice owning a physical DVD copy and stuff. But
I mean, I really do hate ads being in the middle of a movie if you're watching that.
yeah, that's rough.
What was that movie one? Was it like The Village, I think it was, or something? We tried watching, it had advertisements or something.
I don't know, because I don't think we watched it on the.
I don't know. We were trying to watch one movie, or maybe it was what was that, like, stunt man movie?
Hot Rod?
Hot Rod. Maybe it was that one. I don't know. There was some movie where it kept having ad breaks in it, and that got really annoying.
Yeah, that is weird. I don't know. But, yeah. Like, there are some movies that I definitely want to go out and buy a physical copy for. Just because
as...
Well, I don't know. Because, like, there are some collector's editions that I really want. Or have. Like, I mean, I have the Dark Knight trilogy. Like, collector's bundle, which is pretty sweet. And we have, like, the Jurassic Park one.
Does that include the newer movies?
No, it was older.
So it's the originals?
Yeah.
Okay.
The first three. But, yeah, so there's that one. I think, yeah, we've got an Indiana Jones one, too. It's pretty sweet. But, yeah. A lot of the time it's just nice to... Because I've got a Roku here. Or, we have Roku, which is like a streaming service, but then...
Comes with its own device and everything.
Well, what do you... shoot. Because, I mean, there's, like, Apple TV, which we also have that, but we don't use it that often. But then there's Roku, which is another, I guess, streaming device is what you'd call it. Yeah. And then it comes with all these different services. We don't have a Netflix right now. Like, we don't have our Netflix subscription.
Yeah.
Instead, we have Plex, which has, like, just an incomparable amount of stuff on it. And which is pretty nice because it has so many movies and bonus features if they're big enough. It's really, really nice, and you can get the stuff pretty quick. The only problem is occasionally you will find movies that have been I don't want to say illegally. Yeah, infracted is a good word. Well, they'll have like Hebrew subtitles that you can't get rid of. We watched Mission Impossible Fallout, and that was the case. Couldn't get rid of those Hebrew subtitles.
Hey, you never know.
And then I remember this one time when, back when The Last Jedi came out.
Oh, yeah. Like,
in theaters, the day after it was on Plex.
Oh, my God.
And we were like, whoa, are you serious?
Was it, like, super, like, dark quality, like, phone recording?
Yeah, it was.
Chinese subtitles?
It was, like, in Spanish, and there was just some dude, like... And occasionally, like, the dates and the, like, movie cover will get swapped with different movies. So, like, my girlfriend and my sister tried to watch Coco, like the Disney film, and they ended up watching, like, some really lo-fi, low-budget Dutch film also named Coco. Or at least, like, the first 5 minutes of it before... Alt F4 in that.
You'll try to, like, watch Frozen and you'll end up watching, like, Saw 3 or something.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no!
One of the more recent ones was when it put Avengers Endgame up on there.
Oh, yeah?
But it was the Chinese version.
Oh.
Like, full-on Chinese version with, like, the Chinese...
dubs?
Well, with the dubs, I don't think it had subtitles, but then it also had, like, the Chinese government, like... seal in front of it, like saying it was regulated to be watched in China or something like that.
Oh boy,
so that was fun. And then I had to wait like 2 months for the right version to come out.
Yeah,
because it'll take forever for them to like find the wrong version and then delete it and replace it. I don't know. Sometimes like with like the TV show Vikings on there'll be like these little. It looks like it was just recorded manually.
From a TV, basically.
Like, from a TV, and so you'll get these, like, TGI Friday banner advertisements in, like, the bottom
slide in the corner.
It's super funny.
I tried watching Vikings for a while. I think I only got to, like, season 2 or something.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I like, binge-watched it for, like, a week straight, and then I never watched it again.
It's super good. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I just kind of stopped because I started classes, and then...
Yeah, it's super good. I'm excited for the next season. I will say, like... And also, this is another disclaimer. Sometimes we're going to get derailed hard on this podcast, and we're just going to get distracted and talk about different stuff, but that's too bad. But yeah, with Vikings, it's an amazing show. You should definitely check it out. But yeah, I do have a few gripes with like the story and the characters that have been going on in the last couple seasons. But I mean, it's really good. It's really good. And I think that the last season is coming out, I think, in November. So
The last season?
yeah,
What season is it? Like
6
Oh boy, I got a lot.
maybe.
I got a lot to watch.
Well, because, I mean, like, I think season 1 was 9 episodes, and then 2 and 3 were 10 episodes. But then season 4, they decided to do, like, the mid-season, like, break or whatever.
Yeah.
And so there's 20 episodes in that. And then I think they did that again for season 5. And then I'm not entirely sure what their plan is for season 6, but yeah. They said they're making plans to do a spin-off of that show. I don't really know how or why. Like, it's not that big.
Russian raids, like
I mean,
they're always talking about raiding into the east.
Well, yeah, but that's like season 1, so they'd have to like spin off Back in Time or something like that.
Prequel.
Yeah. I don't know. It's super weird because like some of the characters should be like they should 100% be older than they are, like on the screen. Like Lagertha, the main female character, she's got to be like 30 something in season 1, and Ragnar by season 4 he has to be in like his 60s.
Oh my god!
But in season 6, Lagertha still looks like she's like maybe 45. And so, I have no idea. It's super weird, but...
It's fun to watch.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. And I mean, a lot of it is based off of real-life events, which has been amazing, because I personally love Old Norse stuff and Viking history and Nordic history and stuff like that. And so a lot of it is based off of real events and real people, but...
Very dramatized.
Yeah, very dramatized, and of course there's a lot
of fictional characters, fictional events and all that, but based off of kind of history.
And I mean, because the show in general is called Vikings. It's not called the Saga of Ragnar Lothbrok. It's not... Kind of the goal of the show is to cover like that whole, 400-year period where it was the Viking Age.
Oh, jeez, and they got a lot more to go than 8 seasons.
I know. If they wanted to cover like the whole thing, they'd be at it forever. But yeah, there's the other show, the Last Kingdom, which is another Viking show, but it's a little different. I don't think it's as good, and I've made it through maybe season 1, and I haven't
never even heard of it.
Past it. We tried watching Norseman.
Oh my god!
One time, made it 1 episode, and then episode 2 was it escalated very quickly.
Yeah,
it's very funny though. But
oh my gosh, the guy that gets chopped right now, like they build up the fight and everything, and then the first few seconds.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah. Anyway, there's
Back on the topic of subscriptions.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been excited that the Star Wars The Clone Wars series is being brought back.
Yep.
But then a lot got not excited because they have to subscribe to the Disney streaming service. And so there was a lot of jokes and stuff going around, like trying to keep all these subscriptions up and everything.
Yep. Yeah. And I mean, yeah. I guess that is recent and big news that everybody's talking about. Because all my Instagram kind of scrolling bar thing is like the posters for the Phase 4 of the MCU.
Yeah.
We won't talk about Spider-Man. That's okay. Because that's big news that I don't want to talk about. But
I haven't actually seen the new Spider-Man movie, the Far
Oh, you
From
haven't?
Home one, all the way. I watched like the first 30 minutes,
oh, it's really good.
and I never got to finish it.
It's awesome. It's really good.
Because the Mysterio guy, I think, all I remember of him is playing on the old, like, early 2000s Xbox, the original, playing, like, the Marvel game, like the third-person view game where you play all the heroes, and I remember fighting him as one of the boss fights or something. I remember that. That's all I knew about him. Is he, like, a good guy in the new movie?
I won't say anything, because you haven't seen it yet for some reason. It's not on Plex yet, which makes me super mad. But yeah, so Disney Plus is here, which means Netflix is going to be hurting real bad because a lot of the Disney stuff is just going to get pulled. One of the things, and this is going to pop up multiple times over this podcast, you have to know that if I'm running the show, I'm going to talk about the Marvel Netflix shows because I think they're the best. Or at least some of them are the best. Okay. Because, as some of you may know, Daredevil and The Punisher, my two favorite of those shows, got canceled, along with the rest of them, a good few months ago.
Oh my.
And a lot of people were saying it was because of Disney Plus, but what people didn't realize was that it was Netflix that had dealt the rights to it, and it was Netflix that had proposed that kind of little corner of the MCU.
Yeah.
And so it's Netflix's fault that they were canceled. They were canceled by Netflix. It does sound like a lot of people are super upset about Daredevil, and so there's a chance that Daredevil might make it back on there.
Yeah.
But who knows? I think a third season of The Punisher would be much needed as well.
I watched a few things of The Punisher with you once, but other than that, I don't. I remember, like, one scene where he has, like, a cabin with all his gear in it or something.
That might have been Daredevil Season 2, because he's in there. But
I think it was Punisher. I remember the actor guy in it.
Well, yeah, he was in it.
Yeah, but like with Daredevil, the only thing I really ever remember is the original Daredevil movie.
Forget it. Forget it.
I always just remember that scene where he sleeps in a coffin of water.
Oh, cancel that. Cancel that in your mind. It's terrible. But yeah, I think a third season of The Punisher would be amazing because Jon Bernthal is the best Punisher. Don't even. But yeah, so Netflix is rightfully worried because Disney Plus is going to want all their like 100% Disney stuff back, like all their animated stuff and all their superhero movies, which is going to take a lot off of Netflix. And then Netflix as well.
Nice thing about Netflix though is I do like some of their original stuff. They make some good stuff.
I mean, you got Stranger Things. The Marvel shows were Netflix originals, and they got plenty of good movies on there as well. I watched one a good while ago. Have you watched The Siege of Jadotville?
No, I haven't. What's that about?
It's like this. It might have been during the Cold War, where there was like this Irish battalion sent down to like hold. It might have been during the 80s, and they were. It was like this Irish division that was sent down into Africa to help defend against. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but my history in that part of the world is limited, and so it might have been the MPLA, but I probably am wrong about that. But anyway, it's about this Irish division that's sent down, and they basically kind of do an Alamo-esque last stand trying to hold off all these dudes, and then eventually they get pulled out instead of fighting on and trying to win the war or whatever's going on. And so they were like seriously shamed, but I mean and so a lot of society when they got back to Ireland like basically shunned them.
When did this come out?
2017 maybe. 2016.
Was it called The Siege of
Jadotville?
Jadot?
Jadt. Wait. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna look it up. IMDb to the rescue.
So is it like documentary style or?
Yeah, it's like a biopic.
Oh, okay.
So here I can read the bio for you real quick.
Yeah, because that does sound a little interesting.
Siege of Jadaville, 2016.
And it's just one full length thing, or is it?
Yeah. It's an hour and 48 minutes long. Irish commandant. Wait. Okay. Never mind. So this. Okay. I'm gonna read.
Did you get it wrong?
Oh, I got it way wrong. Okay.
Hey, you gave a disclaimer.
Yeah. Okay, here's one of the plot summaries. The Congo, 1961. Due to escalating tensions in the area, the UN sends in a company of Irish peacekeepers into the province of Katanga in the Congo. They're told to hold down the town of Jadaville at all costs. The local warlord recruits 1,000 French mercenaries, ostensibly to protect the mines in the area. However, after the UN goes on the offensive, the mercenaries are unleashed on the Irish company, and the odds are stacked against the Irish, and their UN bosses don't appreciate the precariousness of their situation.
So that is kind of interesting, French fighting the Irish.
Yeah, it is. It is a good movie. It's got Mark Strong in it, Jamie Dornan, Fiona Shea. If you know any of those names, people at home might. But anyway, yeah, it was a good movie.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that.
Interesting story. Part of history you don't learn about that much. That's one of the things I like is, and I mean, I guess Netflix does this quite a lot, is they do all these, corner of history stuff.
Yeah.
Biopics. I mean, the stuff they've done recently, like the Outlaw King with Chris Pine.
Yeah. I saw that movie for a second, and then I was like, oh, I want to watch that. And then I forgot the name of it, and I could not find it at all.
No.
So you just reminded me of that, and I'm
Okay.
very thankful that I need to go watch that.
Yeah. They also released a trailer recently for, I think it's called The King. It's got, like, Timothy Chalamet in it playing, like, Henry the 15th, maybe. And so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, they've also got The Crown, which is, like, the whole, like, World War II royal family in the UK.
To be honest, I never even hear that much about what the royal family did during World War II.
I mean,
I hear like wasn't it the current Queen of England?
Queen Elizabeth?
Yeah. Didn't she like serve as a nurse or truck driver or something during World War II?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because her mother... Have you watched The King's Speech?
No.
Okay. So the main character of The King's Speech was... he was King of England during World War II.
Yeah.
And the whole premise is that he gives a speech to inspire people during the war. But his daughter is Queen Elizabeth II, who is current Queen of England right now.
Yeah.
So,
because really all you hear about in terms of leading the UK during World War II would be Churchill.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's pretty much all you ever learn about.
Did you ever see the... I know you've watched Dunkirk.
Yeah.
Of course you have. But then, did you watch... Oh, it wasn't... Darkest Hour. That was the Churchill documentary.
I think I have, yeah.
And I mean, it kind of worked because Darkest Hour and Dunkirk kind of came out at the same time.
Yeah.
And so like you could watch them both and get both sides of that story. But then I think it was kind of controversial because there was another Winston Churchill movie that came out at the exact same time. That was basically, I mean, it can't be any other story. So, but Gary Oldman finally got an Oscar.
Yeah.
For it. Finally, it's about time. Everybody's whining on about DiCaprio not getting one.
Yeah.
But Gary Oldman's, man, he's good. Anyway, back to subscriptions. Let's talk about Disney Plus. Okay, go for it.
Talking about those war movies, I don't know. Talking about British and World War II, I always just think of World War One.
Yeah.
So I just have to suggest you watch, because there's a new World War One movie coming out. I think it's called like 1917 or something like that.
Oh!
Yeah, there's a trailer for it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I saw that I think that looks real good. It's like a secret mission or something during the war. But I do have to suggest, if you've never seen They Shall Grow Old, that is a really good documentary about World War One.
Okay, yeah.
Because did you ever see that one?
I've seen.
What's the director? I think he's a famous director from New Zealand. I think.
Taika Waititi?
No.
Oh. That's all I know. That's the only one I know.
No, he's not from New Zealand. I think. What's his name? Did he do Lord of the Rings films? Who did the Lord?
Peter Jackson?
Yeah, Peter Jackson did it.
Oh, he did?
So basically,
okay.
How he did that movie is he took all that old World War One footage that's like super low frame rate and like poor resolution, and he refined it to basically be modern, like 4K colored, and they added sound by getting all these lip readers and everything, and translating for people, and they even went as far as this one scene of a clip where they had a guy reading a paper to a bunch of soldiers. Mm-hmm. They did the research and they actually found that piece of paper, like that document that was given like to that specific company for them to read out, and they basically had a guy read it out along with the person in the video filming it.
Cool.
Or like reading it out. So it's basically like they took film from World War One and made it modern by adding voices, color, sound, and everything.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's really good.
Yeah, I've seen like the cover for it on Plex, and so no, I definitely gotta see it.
It's a way worth the watch. I actually drove down to, Ogden just to watch it when it came out.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
Because it was only shown in a few theaters here and there.
Yeah. I just looked it up. I thought 1917 was directed by Guy Ritchie. I would have been really excited if it was, but it's directed by Sam Mendes, who did Spectre and Skyfall.
Spectre, isn't that like weird? They fight ghost thing?
No, that's the James Bond film.
Oh, okay. Because I know there was like a Netflix thing called Spectre I watched once, like late at night, and I was just bored. And I was watching like B movies and stuff. So,
nice.
Yeah, I think there was one called that. It was weird. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. But yeah, Disney Plus. I mean, that's a giant of a stream there.
Is it worth it? Maybe.
Oh yeah, I know that's the maybe part.
If you're really into that Star Wars: The Clone Wars TV series.
If you're really into Star Wars, into Marvel, into
I don't know, maybe I'd wait just to see how
movies.
good it is on return. If it's just like kind of a crappy reboot, then yeah, you'd probably not want to do that. But hey, if it's good, then
I mean, they're bringing for the Clone Wars TV show. I think they're bringing all the original cast back, including a lot of the crew. So they might get it right.
I mean, you can have all the not right crew and everything.
Not right.
But that's
a before recording in joke now.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so you can have all the right actors and everything, the original stuff, and still have a movie that doesn't turn out perfect. Like The Last Jedi. A lot of people end up disappointed with that. You had all the famous actors and everything, but
I was disappointed.
Yeah, so it just depends on how well the story is.
The Last Jedi score went below Phantom Menace score.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, have you seen the trailers for the new one coming out?
Yes.
All those
and I don't
lightsaber
know how I feel about
jokes, that double lightsaber.
I do not know how I feel about it.
What is that, Lord Sidious is still alive or something? Palpatine or whatever? I don't know, it's crazy.
I don't know.
Is he like living with Ewoks on Endor or something after he fell down that hole?
Yeah.
Like the trash chute?
Oh gosh. I mean...
And the 3CPO or C3PO with the red eyes. What's that about?
I didn't see that.
Really? You didn't see that in the
because I watched the trailer once and I was like, okay, I'll watch it when it comes out, but I don't know how... I don't know.
I mean, everything in there looks new, so hey,
that's
there's
the
some
point.
Original
that's
ideas
the
in
point.
there, but we don't know what it's gonna be like.
The last movie, everything was supposed to be new and fancy, except for Luke and Leia, and we all know how well that went.
Yeah,
I think The Last Jedi kind of killed Star Wars for me, or at least
killed your hopes for the new Star Wars.
The sequels. It kind of killed my hopes for the new one, which. Hopefully they'll fix the mistakes they made, but See, because I feel really upset about it too, because I felt like The Force Awakens was so good.
Yeah,
I know it was a rehashing of.
Yeah, it was basically the same story as the original Star Wars, but hey, it was in a new way, and they kind of did it. Yeah, it's some new characters and stuff, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed it, and I mean they brought forth all this stuff to tie in all the 6 movies before it, and to set forth a new story. But because it's J.J. Abrams, as is his style, he presents a lot of questions.
Who did The Last Jedi?
I'm blanking on the name. I gotta look it up, and I feel bad about it because I used to have it down.
Yeah.
But because I mean, whatever it is with Lost, with the Cloverfield movies, with
the Cloverfield.
with anything J.J. Abrams does, there's a lot of questions that don't necessarily get answered.
Yeah.
But he asked so many good questions in The Force Awakens that I guess whoever did the second one didn't think it was worth answering, but they were all
so Snoke just dies in the next movie.
Snoke just gets instantly iced. Freaking
spoiler alert, the movie's already out, but hey,
nobody knows who Rey's parents really are, because
they end up saying they were nobody, they were traitors.
They were nobody. You got Ben Swallow.
I like that.
I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah,
it was a little too comedic. You got that terrible sequence where they go onto the gambling planet and rescue the animals.
Oh, but
this isn't Dora the Explorer. By the way, did you see the Dora movie?
No. Oh, okay. Yes.
I didn't. You actually saw it?
I didn't see it, but I saw the trailers. So,
Cancer.
But I think the part that really
Ryan
made
Johnson,
me just kind of Ryan Johnson. I knew it was a Ryan something, but
Big Oof.
Ryan. The part that really kind of in the theater when I first watched. What was it called? What's the movie called?
The Last Jedi.
Last Jedi, yeah. Okay, was when Luke was shown milking some alien on the shoreline. Oh boy, that really... Everyone in the theater just kind of went, wait, what?
Yeah.
And then people were trying to say, hey, it's the green milk stuff he drank in the originals, but... Okay.
Real in your face. It was in your face.
He drinks and then growls it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that just escalated. What on earth?
Yeah. Definitely not my favorite Star Wars.
I mean, they really tried to introduce new parts to the universe.
Oh yeah, and that's not. I don't find that to be a huge problem,
but some of that was really why?
It really hit swing and a miss. I mean, the whole thing. I kept thinking, at the end of that movie is, well, where do they go now? Where is there left to go? It's just the same story. Because even in that one, it was like a rehashing of the what's the middle one? Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. Where
they had to dig the trenches on the white planet, and even in this one, because everybody in with The Force Awakens is like, oh, it was just another Death Star. Yeah, they brought a mini Death Star to the Last Jedi, and they tried to do that one.
Miniaturized Death Star tech. Whoa. Yeah. Why is it being dragged by two little slow things? They couldn't do better than that?
I don't know.
Why does it have limited range? Didn't the Death Star be able to shoot forever? What the heck?
See, we're thinking about it too much. If we think about it at all, it's going to make us upset. So,
and I mean, one of the most controversial ones was that light speed scene, because everyone was like, "Hey, it looks cool, but wait, why didn't they just do that all the time?" Hey, you could easily defeat the Death Star. Strap a light speed engine to a rock and send it at it, and there you go, you win.
Bam, got him.
Okay, we're off topic.
Oh yeah, for sure. But that's just what's gonna happen, and that's okay. But yeah, other things with Disney Plus, we've got The Mandalorian and continuing Star
I
Wars
saw
stuff.
that one. And apparently it
actually
has
am
like
excited for that
$15
one.
million budget per episode or something, so it's supposed to have like really high production value.
Yeah, that's the thing about,
Visually.
that's the thing about Disney is, and that's one of the things I'm really excited about with their TV shows that they're coming out with, is because they're willing to spend that massive budget on what is a TV show.
It all depends on how well they can do their storytelling.
Yeah.
Because they've pretty much got visuals and effects and everything down.
Yeah.
They just got to be sure to get the storytelling and everything right, and then they'll be perfect.
Yeah. So I'm excited for The Mandalorian because it looks really cool.
Yeah.
And that's like, I don't know, that's part of the Star Wars universe that we don't get to see that often. That's what a lot of people said about Solo.
And I mean, I really enjoyed Solo. Like, I enjoyed the movies that are kind of spin-offs and tell different stories, like Solo and then Rogue One. I enjoyed Rogue One.
Rogue One was good. Solo, I'm a bit more on the fence about. I thought cinematically it was amazing.
What did you not like about Solo?
Part of it was just the acting. I think Alden Ehrenreich did a good job for what he was given. He must have been stressed the heck out, because to try and do Han Solo, to try to do Harrison Ford as Han Solo, that's a big ask.
I enjoyed the movie. I mean,
I had some gripes about the story, because I guess they're bringing Darth Maul back.
Yeah, that's the one thing I saw at the end. I always think,
Why?
like, wait, Darth Maul? Like, what are they gonna do with that? Like,
it was just a tease to be like, hey, we got you.
Qui-Gon Jinn died for nothing.
Got him.
Oh no.
Yeah, the whole thing with
So does
what's her name from Game of Thrones?
Does that mean the Clone Wars TV series is now part of the official storyline?
Canon? No, not the Clone Wars. Star Wars Rebels.
Oh, well, Clone Wars too, because they had Darth Maul in that.
I know, but I'm just bashing on Rebels because, I mean,
I never even watched Rebels that much. I think I saw like one episode here and there.
Don't do it. It's compared to Clone Wars, it's a kiddie show. It's freaking cyber chase.
Cyber chase.
It's terrible.
Oh my gosh.
But
motherboard.
Oh gosh.
Hacker. Oh, I remember all that.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I am excited for some of the new Marvel stuff that they've announced.
Yeah.
Others of it I'm not so excited about.
Like which ones?
Well, here, let me log on to Instagram real quick, and it'll take me 5 seconds to find that big, poster of all of them, or just that big list of all of them.
Yeah.
Such is the nature of nerd Instagram. The nerdy side of Instagram. Let's see. Where's the timeline? See, now that I'm looking for it, it's not going to be there.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen any real new like Marvel stuff, because do they have any new big Marvel movies planned?
Oh yeah, because they had the
have they released trailers or anything? Because
kind of.
I feel like it's just kind of slowed down since Endgame came out.
Well, yeah. Okay, so I found.
And they kept Endgame in theaters forever.
Yeah.
Like, just to beat out, what was it? The
Avatar.
Yeah. So, hey, Avatar's finally off the top spot.
Yeah, which we can talk about that in another one. But, yeah, okay. So they've released, like, a poster for Black Widow, which is coming out in May of next year.
Oh, so Black Widow standalone?
Yeah. And I guess that's supposed
When does that take place in, like, the
after
timeline?
Civil War.
Civil
is what I've heard.
Interesting. I'll have to.
It has.
I don't even remember that much about Civil War.
I know.
I'll have to watch that again.
Do you remember we snuck out of school to go watch that with Daniel?
Yeah.
When that came out, that was a good time. David Harbour from Stranger Things is in that.
Oh yeah.
Which is pretty cool. So that comes out in May 1st, 2020. Let's see. So The Runaways, which I guess is a TV show is like a teen flick. I'm not going to watch that at all.
Teen Titans.
That's coming out in December. Basically, the Teen Titans of Marvel, I guess. It's coming out in December this year. Then you got Black Widow, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's still going on, so I don't know why that's on this list. The Eternals, which I don't know nothing about, and I don't know.
You're out. I'll look at it.
I don't need to care about that one. That's coming out in November of next year. TV show, you've got The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh, yeah.
That's coming out in fall of 2020. I don't know how maybe I'm excited for that one. I don't know yet. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I would be really happy if Iron Fist made it into there. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't, though, because first season of Iron Fist was atrocious and nobody cares. That's coming out in February of 2021. And that's a movie.
Yeah.
The TV show WandaVision is coming out spring 2021. Another TV show, Loki, is coming out 2021 in the spring, same time.
Oh, yeah?
Movie, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, coming out in May of 2021. What If? It's coming out summer of 2021, which is basically supposed to be like a short. It's supposed to be like a TV series, but like an animated short one, where it basically just talks about like alternate stuff in the MCU. So like, what if Peggy Carter was like Captain Britain or something like that? And then there's other
Captain
ones.
Britain.
Well, of course there has to be, you know.
Oh boy. Okay.
Go for it. Read it out.
So I found The Eternals apparently was a comic series by Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the Wikipedia description. The Eternals are a fictional race of humanoids appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics. They're described as an offshoot of the evolutionary process that created sentient life on Earth. So it's like an alternate universe Avengers.
Super vague.
From what I'm thinking. Because I'm looking at pictures here and they just got kind of like Thor maybe, and except he punches instead of having a hammer. He got big gloves or something. I don't know. Looks like a pretty weird gang of heroes.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the problems that I have, because, I mean, like, that's one of the gripes I have about Marvel is just their reach of teams and, like, groups and stuff. Because, like, the X-Men, I don't care for the X-Men at all, honestly.
Really? I kind of enjoyed the X-Men movies.
I didn't watch them because there's so many of them, and like,
yeah, I don't think I've seen all of them, and I kind of watch them in random order, so I get really lost. And I think by now the like timeline is completely ruined.
Oh yeah.
And everything.
If they were to show up in Endgame, I would have rolled my eyes and walked out, because
that would have been
so
pretty good.
bad.
Hey, maybe they did appear in one of those like bubble doorway things that showed up in the end. You just haven't noticed.
You can imagine. I've seen a lot of like fan CGI edits. They're not very great, but
oh
they're
boy,
like,
that sounds wonderful.
if different stuff had happened.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, so yeah, you've got the X-Men, you've got the Eternals, you have the Fantastic Four. I don't know why people are so psyched about the Fantastic Four, which I'll get to in a minute.
Didn't they already like make? Wasn't there already like a remake movie
Twice.
for that? Really?
There was the Fantastic Four, and then its sequels, and then they did the Fantastic Four again.
I haven't seen that new one. I remember watching the original ones.
Don't
just
see the
weird.
new one.
Yeah.
I watched the two original ones like years ago, but I've since.
Were there any like big actors in the remake?
Chris Evans, or not in the remake. Chris Evans was fire guy.
Yeah, he was the fire guy in the original. But the remake, did it have any like big actors?
In the remake, it had.
Yeah, you'll have to look that up.
I know it had Michael B. Jordan in it, who later went on to be in Black Panther.
Yeah.
I think.
Didn't he also do some Netflix films like Fahrenheit 451?
Yes.
Yeah, so that was based off that book. I never read that book, but hey.
I know. I think. 4.3 on the reboot.
Really?
4.3 score.
Out of 10 or 5?
Out of 10.
Either way, it's like, what?
Yeah. Miles Teller. This is in the remake. Miles Teller. He was in Whiplash.
Yeah.
He played the main character in Whiplash. That's okay. Kate Mara. I don't. Who's that? What's she been in?
I think I've heard that name before.
127 Hours.
Oh.
I haven't watched that.
Wasn't that the movie about the guy that got his arm stuck in a canyon?
Yep.
Yeah.
House of Cards. She was in The Martian? Oh, she played Beth Johansson.
Oh, one of the ship officers?
Yeah, I think she's the one that was into the disco music. Jamie Bell. He was in Rocket Man recently. Other than that, I'm not finding anything that I've seen. Oh, he played Tintin in The Adventures of Tintin.
Oh, I enjoyed that.
That was a good movie.
I actually watched that one like a month ago.
Oh. Yeah, in the original one, the main lab, you had, how do you say this? Johan? Gruffwood?
Something.
Okay, he's Welsh, so that makes sense. He was in Titanic. Minor character. And Jessica Alba. People know her. Anyway. That's all that's all the time I want to spend on Fantastic Four talk. Oh, wait, okay.
Not worth it.
Going back to the list. Let's see. Instagram. Okay, movie, Hawkeye, fall 2021. I don't necessarily need or want a Hawkeye movie.
2021.
Huh?
Oh, I thought you
fall
meant that was another movie.
No. I don't necessarily need or want a Hawkeye movie. But I guess
he's the bow and arrow guy. No superpowers.
Nope.
And
Thor.
he's in Endgame? What was he doing? Like slaying the Japanese?
Oh yeah, he's Ronin mode.
Oh my god.
He got the weird haircut and tattoos everywhere. We got Thor: Love and Thunder, which I think one got more press coverage than Black Widow did.
Yeah, what are they going to do in a new Thor movie? Is that going to take place after or before Endgame?
After. And so, basically, what we know about this one is Natalie Portman's coming back to be Thor. Because...
To be Thor?
Yeah, because I guess that happened in the comics. I don't necessarily have a huge problem with that, but...
Huh. I never even heard of that. Wait, so she's actually going to be Thor?
Yeah.
So there's going to be no Guy Thor?
Well, he's going to be in it too.
Oh, so there's going to be two Thors.
Yeah, that's where it gets confusing. I wish they would call her Thora, which is the which is the feminine
it's like Dora
version of Thor. Thora, which makes sense. But yeah, she basically becomes she gets all the abilities of Thor. There was like all this stuff came out. I think there was like a Comic-Con a long time ago.
Yeah.
Or it was earlier this year, and then there was D23, which was like a week ago. Which was all the Disney stuff. But yeah, Taika Waititi, who did Ragnarok, basically gave a...
Ragnarok was a good one.
Yeah, it was good. He basically like gave a model of Mjolnir to Natalie Portman, because everybody was like, what is she doing here? And then it's like, oh, she's gonna be the thing. Yeah, I'm kind of excited about that, but we'll see. Black Panther 2, May 6th, 2022.
Is that going to be a prequel or sequel?
No idea.
I hope it's a prequel.
That would be interesting, yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to see kind of earlier.
But if they call it Black Panther 2, I'd be upset.
Black Panther 2.
What is this? Are you going by the Rambo like titles now? Like, okay. You also have Blade.
Blade? Oh, is he the vampire guy?
Yeah, vampire guy.
Did most of those movies come out like
in like
the
1999,
80s and 90s? Yeah.
1999 and like 2000.
Gosh.
I'm kind of upset about that one because Mahershala Ali is going to play Blade.
Yeah.
But he already did a character in the Luke Cage show.
Oh, yeah.
And he was really, really good in it. And I mean, it's not like people haven't done different roles in the MCU before and gone on to do something else, but like, I mean, he did such a good job. He was that character.
I like how my basis
why are you
for
slaying vampires now?
My basis for like how most of these characters are is from that Marvel game. I still remember in the early 2000s because they had Luke Cage in that. I remember that you specifically use him on a mission. Like, it's in the beginning mission of the mission where you actually go fight Mysterio. I don't know. It's like you're walking on some like side path of like an oil rig, it looks like, or something. I don't know.
Interesting.
But, yeah. I don't think I ever got far in that game, actually. I think I only ever played like the first two levels over and over again. Like the first one is when you're on the helicarrier.
Nice.
And I always remember using Spider-Man on that a lot, or Wolverine. And then after that, it's just a blur. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I think this is a movie. Maybe it's a TV show. You got Moon Knight.
Moon Knight?
Yeah.
What's that? Here, I'll look it up. You
look it up. But Moon Knight. Some people are upset as they were with Venom and with some of the other MCU movies that they wanted to be rated R, but are not going to be because they're going on to Disney Plus. Which Disney Plus is basically like they refuse to put any super gritty content on there, which is why a lot of people aren't thinking they're gonna reboot the Marvel Netflix shows onto there because, I mean, Punisher goes ham, Daredevil goes ham, and Jessica Jones is a little frisky, so yeah. That's that. But there is a chance that with Moon Knight we might be able to see Daredevil with it because by 2022 the contracts that all the Marvel Netflix stars are under are going to be up, and Moon Knight's character is supposed to be like in and around Hell's Kitchen in New York, which is where Daredevil is.
So it looks like Moon Knight, from what I'm reading on this Wikipedia, is he was just a guy who ended up, I don't know, somehow in Egypt, and then he died in front of some monolith of like a statue of some god called like Khonshu or something. And apparently he like became the avatar for that dude after he died.
It's one of those weird origins.
Yeah. And so now they say he works best at night because the moon gives him powers.
Of course.
Or something like that, and then he like wears a white cape and everything.
Interesting.
Like, and a white hood.
His costume looks pretty cool.
I mean, depends on the edition you're looking at, because looking at something like this is pretty cheesy.
That's true. This ain't Assassin's Creed.
Apparently he's an expert detective and skilled in martial arts.
Yeah.
And the moon gives him extra strength.
So, Batman, but with extra powers. But then also we have, it was recently announced we're getting Miss Marvel.
What's the difference between that and Captain Marvel?
Miss Marvel is supposed to be like American, Arabic, Muslim, like basically Captain America, but Miss Marvel. I don't know. I haven't done my research on a whole lot of this. Because part of me is like, is this stuff really happening? Because this is so far in the future, but then at the same time, it's like, yeah, it was real at the convention. So, but then we also have She-Hulk.
Oh boy!
I know some of these are super weird, and I'm like, why? I don't necessarily mind because, again, like I think She-Hulk is supposed to be. I think she's like a lawyer, and some people were saying like, in the next Spider-Man. Oh wait, no, I can't spoil that. Never mind. I take it all back. Anyway, she's supposed to be kind of a lawyer, and so is Matt Murdock, so is Daredevil, and so maybe they'll meet up. So who knows? I'd be excited for it if it was that. But other than that, I don't know.
Oh no, it might just all end up a mess, or it might all come together and be amazing.
It might.
We'll just have to see.
I mean, there are other things that have been announced and or rumored. So like the next Avengers movie has been rumored, I guess.
What are they doing that?
I don't know. I think it's called like the alternate Avengers or something like that. I have no idea. But yeah, some of these have been announced or like confirmed, or I don't know. When you were asking about like trailers and stuff like that, I said kind of, and that's because like some of these, like for the WandaVision, they put out like a poster. For the Black Widow movie, they put out a poster. For the What If thing, they put out like a behind the scenes like interview with like some clips, I guess, with more stuff. Like, see, I don't know.
So it could just be kind of jokes.
Yeah.
Or it could just be something big.
Very convoluted and vague.
Yeah.
Stuff. So I don't know. But that's that. But yeah, is it going to be worth getting Disney Plus? I don't know. For like only Disney stuff? I don't know.
I would wait and see.
Gotta wait and see. That's coming out in December of this year.
Universal rule: don't pre-order.
Yeah, no way. It is sounding like Disney Plus is going to be only like $7 a month, though.
Yeah.
But I mean, enough people are going to go for it that. And I mean, plus there's going to be like the premiums because like Netflix, I think the starting is like $14 a month, but then if you pay more, you can stream on multiple things at the same time and multiple devices, and you can add multiple accounts and stuff like that for more money. And so I would be surprised if Disney didn't offer that kind of deal as well. So yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see about that one.
Yeah, so subscriptions, I guess, video streaming services. If the service really has specific content that they only give out and that you really enjoy, then yeah, go for it. If not, then I would find something else that works and is cheaper.
Yep.
For music stuff, I mean, if it works out for you, then it works out for you.
Yeah. If you want to own it, then buy it. If you care to stream it, go for it. What else? Like, what other subscriptions are there? Like magazines? On that note, I think we're going to wrap up.
And my grandma does that.
Are they worth it? All right. Well, thank you all for listening to this episode of the Ravenfly podcast. We're glad you're listening, and as always, if you have any questions, please send them in. We'd love to have some questions, or if you have anything you want us to talk about or mention, we'd love to do that as well.
Go for it.
If you want to send us a nice message, even, we can read that off and give you a shout out. So, and then also if you want to, I don't want to say apply. That doesn't seem to be the right word. But if you're considering wanting to be on the show for an episode, then let us know via Instagram or Facebook, and we'll get back to you. Just DM us on the Ravenfly Films Instagram and or Facebook. So we'll get back to you. So anyway, thanks you all again for listening to this. I've been Harrison. This has been
Simon.
Yeah.
Thanks. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.